Hi everyone, so I wanted to jump on here and just quickly explain to everyone what Reiki is. So essentially in its natural sense, it's Japanese techniques for stress reduction and relaxation that also promotes healing. It's essentially just working with your body's energy. I am a level 2 Reiki practitioner. There's 3 levels. None of them necessarily mean that one level is more significant than the other. The first level, you're certified to do in-person Reiki sessions. The second level, you're certified to do distance sessions. And the third level, once you become a master Reiki practitioner, you're able to teach Reiki to others. You have to be practicing Reiki for a year to do the master Reiki training, which I have been, but I still just like focusing on in-person and distance sessions, and I'm not ready yet to focus on the teaching aspect of it. So that's why I'm just hanging out in level 2 for a while. I first want to say that Reiki is not religious at all. There's no religious ties to it. And when I'm doing the Reiki session, I don't call on any type of God or higher being for like healing energy. I also don't use my energy to heal your energy. I just want to make that clear right away because I know a lot of people are hesitant to do Reiki because they feel like it's somehow going to conflict with their religion. And I'm more than happy to talk to any priest or rabbi or pastor about what Reiki is, and if you feel like you need their permission or whatnot. I just want to throw that out there because it really in no way is religious or should conflict with any religion. I also will note that I've done training with for birth practitioners, even though I'm not a doula or a midwife. It's not necessarily a level of certification, but I just have training to work with pregnant women and just have a little bit more extra focus on that. So just throwing that out there, that's my passion, is to work with pregnant, breastfeeding, or even babies and children. So I'll explain a little bit about what Reiki is. I know it's kind of a out there concept, right? What is energy work and how does it work? So if you think about, I'll use one organ as an example, say your heart, right? So our whole body is made up of cells, and those cells each have mitochondria that are what gives those cells energy, right? The mitochondria produce the energy necessary for each cell's survival. Cells are what produce the energy that fuel the electrical system of your heart that controls your heartbeat. So in fact, an EKG is actually a reading of the energy field around your heart. That's just an example of one organ, how our whole body is made up of energy. It needs energy to survive, and it's essentially like there's the inner body, which say is like our blood and our whole system. There's the soft body that is like the energy that promotes all of the functionality of the organs and emotions and that sort of thing. If you look at Chinese medicine, like acupuncture, if you've ever had acupuncture, then you're familiar with the term qi, which is the same. So then you're familiar with the term qi, which is essentially your energy field and all the ways the body communicates to have intelligence. And that intelligence is what helps your immune system if you've been exposed to a cold, or say it helps your body fight off toxins. Like if you've had alcohol, it will help your body detoxify. It's all, pretty much more or less the same thing. It's the energy required to make your body function properly. It's also the same principle as quantum physics. So what is quantum physics? It's essentially the study of, or the fact that all things are made up of energy and are constantly moving. That's the same energy that I'd be working with. What Reiki uses is what they call the life force energy, and that's what the energy that they use to work with your energy. It sounds very woo-woo, but essentially what it is it's just the energy that flows through all of us and all beings. That's what it is. That's the life force energy. It's like, what quantum physics is. It's what the energy that keeps everything going. In a typical Reiki session, what would happen is, in a typical Reiki session, what usually happens is maybe we might catch up in the beginning for 10 to 15 minutes, kind of talk about what's going on with you and in your life. You can share whatever you feel like sharing or not sharing, and then you stay fully clothed. It's not like a massage or anything, and you would lie on a massage table, and I would place my hands on certain parts of your body or just hover them over. Then I would go through a series of techniques that balance your chakras, open up your chakras, promote healing of old physical wounds or emotional wounds, release emotional tension that you've been holding. There's a great book called The Body Keeps the Score, and that's essentially that trauma that's happened in your life, whether consciously you feel is significant or not, is stored within your body. And so when you think about that, that's the energy, the stagnant energy that needs to be released and worked on, and sometimes certain chakras might be closed due to those types of things. So what people typically feel throughout a session is they might feel a sense of tingling or hot or cold in the areas I'm working on. Sometimes they might randomly feel like talking about something, or a lot of the times they end up crying, and that's always a great emotional release. It's always a safe place to release and feel whatever you feel like you need to feel. That's the whole point of Reiki. And so if some of you are confused by this concept, while it's very radical, it's essentially similar to prayer in a sense, or saying, I'm sending you love. It's when you're praying for someone, you're holding space for them, and you're asking for guidance to be sent to them, or for help to be sent to them, or same with like, I'm sending you love. And that collective, essentially, energy that you're sending them can be really powerful. And that's why I believe so firmly in prayer or sending someone love and holding that space for them. And essentially it's similar to what I do in Reiki, not that I'm comparing it to prayer in the sense of a direct comparison, but I'm just saying it's a time when I would hold space for you and be working on your energy. And it's a great time to force yourself to schedule time for self-care. And why I love focusing on moms or new moms, because it's so hard to squeeze it in, but it's also so important. So it undoubtedly synchronizes energy with each other, and it is just why I love collective prayer and sending someone your love. It's so powerful. What everyone always says is that they go somewhere, and that somewhere being like a meditative state or like a deep, deep relaxation. So what I've been focusing on lately is distant sessions, and this is like a crazy concept for a lot of people. They really are one of my favorite ways to do Reiki, because the synchronicity that happens is just so unbelievable and powerful. So essentially what happens in a distant session is I would be in my space and you would be in your space, and we would set up a date and time, like a regular appointment, and you would make sure that you are going to have a full hour, not disturbed, and play maybe meditation music or any type of music that relaxes you. And then we would start the session, and in the session I would essentially be doing all of the techniques as if you were laying on the table in front of me, but you would be in your own space. So I know, so if you have any other questions, comment below, or visit our website at sacredspacecoop.com. That's COOP co-op.com, and you'll find all our contact info there. Or my Instagram is linked below. You can always DM me there. And yeah, thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to working with you.